The second point is to start Tonglen with yourself, so the giving and taking with yourself. To cultivate the emotional maturity to actually make other people's problems, other people's pain, your pain. And it is important that we open to our own pain from the point of view of the Buddha nature. You know, what you call the bigger. There's something bigger. There's my inner judge, but there's something bigger. So we approach aspects of ourselves, hurt aspects of ourselves, from that which is bigger. So more you have been cultivating in your meditation practice the first point, more you are actually able to do that. More firm you are in your refuge, more firm you are in contact with your basic sanity, with compassionate presence, with the Buddha in you, more you are able to do the second point. If you are not in contact with your Buddha nature, then you would re-traumatize yourself if you go into your pain. You would be overwhelmed by your childhood trauma, or by your fear, or by your inner judge, or you would identify with it. So first you go to the resource. This is very important when you work with difficult stuff. And to connect with your resource or your resources, that can take years of working and practicing, and also getting help from others who can connect you with that. A teacher, a mentor, a psychotherapist, a friend. So in the second step, it's like 80% returning to the resource, 20% spending with the pain. This is just, approximate. It's just, I'm saying that to emphasize the importance of grounding, of returning to that which is already whole. Otherwise, if you go into that which is difficult too quickly or too deep, you will re-traumatize yourself. There will be no healing. Instead, there will be more of pain, more of disturbance, more of overwhelm. So the same with another person. So what we are going to do is we will slide into meditation, the first meditation again, kind of to reconnect. And then I will invite you to lean into a difficult discomfort, something which is maybe already here, which we don't know yet. So you don't know yet what's going to happen in the meditation. So maybe there's already there. And if not, to gently invite a challenge, something which is difficult in your life right now. And then we will breathe into that from the Buddha in your heart. Like the shift of identification with the Buddha in your heart, with that which is bigger. And then breathing with the in-breath, leaning into the difficulties, with the out-breath, giving into the difficulties what is needed. So that's the practice of Tonglen. With the in-breath, opening to that which is difficult, you take it in. Now, for us, the taking in does not mean like, you take it in, let's like take in all the black stuff. That's what people pretend to do in practice of Tonglen, but they actually don't do it. It's just some visualization. It's just the idea. I take on the pain, and it's not really happening. So what we do, the taking in for us is a kind of touching it, getting a little bit closer, maybe like kind of taking it a bit, yeah. And the out-breath is, so the in-breath is the taking, and the out-breath is the giving what is needed. Healing, light, goodness. Like you mentioned your inner judge, which way you were able to put him onto your lap. So that would be a good symbol of this taking. So instead of trying to get rid of the inner judge, you take the inner judge and you put them in. It's a beautiful image of this practice. You put him into your lap, and then you said, and then I did something like this, and that's the giving. Yeah. So real Tonglen then at one point would be to really take the inner judge in and to realize there's actually nothing there to be judged. That's why you can take in the inner judge. So actually Tonglen, real Tonglen, is only possible when you deeply experience that there is nothing to defend here. There's nothing to protect here. Because there is nothing, there's nobody, there's no center. So, but for us, in the beginning, what we do is we take and we put it in our lap, and then with the out-breath, we give. So that's the first thing. Either with something which is there, that's, I think, like, for me, the most reasonable thing, yeah, to work with what is there. Or to work with something which is difficult. Then, in the second part of this meditation, what I would like to play with, like little experiment is to go back in time to a moment where you felt rejected, where you felt not seen, where you felt not accepted, which could be a childhood memory, teenage, young adult, whatever. So we will go back into that situation from the point of view of that which is bigger than you. So from the mature, emotional, stable adult, which you are also, that it is there. The emotionally mature adult is here. And sometimes you live from that also. So you go into that, and then you look back to that little boy, to that little girl, and you take in the pain, the struggle, the loneliness of that little girl, of that little boy. And you breathe out from the point of view of the emotional mature adult. You breathe out what that little boy, what that little girl needed. And that can take any kinds of form. That can be imagining your father would come and would give that little boy that what you longed for. It's kind of, or Superman comes, yeah? it doesn't matter. Superman comes and gives that little boy what he was longing for, or the Dalai Lama, or a feeling, or So what deeply from your heart, what you wish that little boy, that little girl to experience? Yeah? So here you can see how the practice of Tonglen on this level can be used for healing aspects, memories which still need some nurturing within you. And if you do that, and this is a journey, of course, probably for the rest of your life. With your last out-breath, probably you still need to, like the last out-breath will be still like the last opportunity to heal something from this life. Yeah? So you do that because if you don't do that, that little hurt girl, that little hurt boy will come to the foreground when you meet another person who is in the same kind of trouble. If someone is in trouble and you want to open to that person and you want to be there of that person, you need to be able to contain your condition. And more peace there is and more healing there is, more you can be actually there for the other person instead of needing to take care of yourself. If you don't do this work in the first step, which is a lifelong journey, then a situation where someone else is in trouble will just re-traumatize yourself. You will get back into the overwhelm. And then what you will do is you will not be able to help that person really, but it could also happen that you make this other person wrong. Yeah, because you don't want to be with that kind of pain, and then you give stupid advice, or you puff yourself up, or you are not there for that person. And of course, at one point, in real Tonglen is based on the experience that there is neither a solid separate me which needs to be protected, nor is there a solid separate other which is threatening me. Yeah? So that's when real Tonglen is happening. We are preparing for real Tonglen. So, okay, let's reconnect with the sequence we have gone through in the beginning. So,
could it be a single person, or could it be a situation with many persons? We can take one person and pamper like this to give, or a situation with a group of persons.
Yeah.
What we could do.
That, you could do that, yes. So, if you gently close your eyes and you notice what happens when you connect more with your inner life. Shifting gear, from the doing to the being, and dropping into your body. And the sliding into your body is supported by the breath. So with the in-breath, you slide into the body. And notice how the chair or the floor can. And with the out-breath, you let go of unnecessary tension as best as you can. The out-breath, a bit of a softening, a bit of a letting go in your feet, in your belly, in your chest, in your shoulders, in your face. And then you reconnect with your resource, with Buddha nature, maybe by seeing the Buddha sitting in your heart, breathing gently in and out in the heart area, in the chest, and feeling that which is bigger than you. The Dalai Lama, Jesus, a source of light in your heart, spreading and radiating into your body and beyond. And soaking that in. Establishing yourself in love as best as you can. And from that radiance in your heart, from that warmth in your heart, maybe symbolized by the Buddha, you check within your body if there's something which needs some attention, something which needs some kindness. If there's nothing, maybe you can allow the challenge in your life to come into this moment, and you feel that in your body. So you stay connected with the Buddha in your heart, and you take the discomfort, challenge into your lap. And with the in-breath, you touch, you hold, you invite. The discomfort. And with the out-breath, from the Buddha in your heart, there's healing, there's love, there's tenderness, there's allowing, accepting. So with the in-breath, reaching out, touching, attending, and with the out-breath, radiating, healing. Giving. Establish yourself in that which is bigger, and with the in-breath you reach out into that which is difficult. And with the out-breath you love, you give. With the giving, you notice a change in the images, in the sensations. You see how your giving is being accepted. So you observe what happens when you attend to pain, to discomfort. And you give what is needed. And you don't need to be too obsessed with the breath. If that is disturbing, then you let go a bit of the breath. So you spend more time with the radiance in your heart. You come from there, touching that which is difficult. So now I invite you to intuitively, don't think too much, you go back into your life, into a period, into a moment which was difficult. See yourself as a boy, as a girl, as a teenager. Remember how it felt. And from the perspective of the light in your heart, with the in-breath, you tend to the pain. You acknowledge how difficult it was. So with the You attend, you befriend. And imagine with the in-breaths that you actually take away some of the pain from that girl, from that boy. How did she feel? What were her thoughts, his feelings, his struggle? And then with the out-breath, you give that boy, that girl, what she needed, what he needed. So with the out-breath, you give yourself back then what you needed, what you hoped for, what you longed for. So with the out-breath, you take care of yourself back then. And that can take all kinds of forms. It can be people, it can be feelings, it can be sentences. And with the out-breath you give from the point of view of the mature adult, which you are now. From the goodness in you. And you see that girl and that boy being so happy and accepting your gift, being so happy that you're not ashamed of him or her. And you see him changing, you see her changing. See her feeling loved and seen. But with the in-breath you take that little boy, that little girl into your lap. With the out-breath you give her, you give him what she needs. And you see her changing. You see her becoming radiant herself. Happy, safe. And if you feel it becomes quite intense, then you establish yourself in your Buddha nature again, in your heart, breathing in your heart, seeing, feeling the Buddha in your heart. And you come from that. Come from that which is bigger than you. And see yourself back then with accepting the gift, accepting the love, and being so happy. Seeing yourself back then being so happy that you're proud of him or her. And then you let go, you say goodbye. You drop into your body. Your body is breathing. The radiance from your heart filling your whole body. And through the pores of your body radiating out into the mandala of your life, past, present and future. Compassionate presence. Just resting